Zombies. This piece is dedicated to those who make themselves obvious in my day-to-day life. It's not complete. I'm sure it will be ongoing, probably for the rest of my life. So I'm on a tropical island that's only got about 2,500 people. That number fluctuates with tourists, of which there's quite a few at times. At the moment there's not many, just backpackers and visiting workers. So let me introduce them. A young woman, backpacker, they're all wearing the crop tops and bum crack pants right now, so they're indistinguishable from rich bitches in beachy city suburbs, even though they're not soccer mums yet. This one walked along just behind me for a little bit, pretending to cross the road as I was, looking at the phone, always looking at the phone. She had that look of joy on her face, then she turned around and walked back over the road from where she'd come from originally. You're not lost, girl. Though you are quite lost if you're messing around with the human Pokemon game. I don't see these people as people, because they don't see me as a person. They don't even look at me. I see them as zombies, constantly on their phones. I noticed a male, mid-30s, head to toe with tattoos, literally from the top of his bald, funny-looking head to his feet. I'd seen him twice now. Both times he'd not acknowledged my presence as I looked at him jogging past or walking past me. This time he sure acknowledged my presence. He was sitting outside a motel room at the pub near where I live. There were two other skippy tradie fuckwits with him. They were all laughing and smiling and watching me. I was walking with my neighbour, Raina. She's in her late 70s, a sweet, kind, harmless person who doesn't deserve this shit. Neither do I, for that matter. Baldy held up his phone and took a pic. They have to be pretty broke to take pics and vids to share, because they make themselves. I was in the distance anyway, so why bother? I did have on a high-vis rain jacket, so I guess he'd have some fluoro blob in a grainy pic to upload. I thought of that moron for days. The other time I'd seen him, he'd been down the beach with his partner and son and a toddler. Now he was looking at IBA rape footage of me and laughing with two males, who he probably didn't even know that well, about it. What a proud dad. This piece is to say things that I can't say to them in person, because they're all pussios. They'd probably call the cops on me for harassment if I said it to their face. Meanwhile, I'm the one being harassed. This moron is trying to look like a gangster with the OTT tattoo situation. I have tattoos myself, so I'm not judging Good Ink. I'm just judging him in general. And at first I was concerned that some gangster from the mainland had come over to organise a kidnap for bounty. But I don't think so. You want to look badass, but you're probably just a kitchen bitch. How do I know this? Because you're a walking cliche. So many chefs try to look like gangsters even though they're just kitchen bitches with a meth addiction. Stick to the kitchen, bitch. And when I see males and know what they look like, my skin crawls that they're seeing me naked, having sex, having a good time. They're so ugly. I'd never let them touch me if they were rescuing me from a house fire. Ditto for the skip tradies with him. They'd have missos who will leave them when they've had enough of being with a boring male. So laugh now, cry later, bitches. Baldy will probably keep his misso. He's probably abusive or some shit. And the Israelis, they really do not like me. The super dorks have seen to it that every young Israeli on the move on the globe is aware of me as a pro-Palestinian supporter. I'm not even that. I just liked and agreed with a few posts online. That's the power of online propaganda. You create an enemy, then let the people be your terrorists. They're not so much terrorists as garden variety high school bitches. On this same walk with Raina, a whole stack of them were coming towards us. I could feel the bitchiness radiating off them. One girl gave Raina such a dirty look, as if to say, "We wish you weren't here, lady, so we could bully this bitch in peace." Raina doesn't deserve this. I don't think they'd make it too obvious. They're here on visas after all. And all I'd do is scream and shout help and they'd take off. Or I'd have a GoPro strapped to my head. That scares them for sure. I went for a long walk up in the mountains one rainy afternoon. I thought I'd have the place to myself. A whole stack of backpackers came towards me on the trail. They were coming towards me round a corner, so I didn't see the extent of them till they were upon me. The first one to round the corner was a young Israeli woman. She looked at me like I was pathetic in that way that they do. I smirked and grunted a sarcastic laugh as I passed her. The Israeli males behind her were very disturbed by the GoPro strapped to my head, so they got as far off the track as they could. Ahead was about 4 to 5 shirtless young males who were Brits. These ones made me real nervous. I got big gang rape vibes and got quite frightened. Because I was frightened, I got aggressive. I didn't do this with words, I simply didn't bother to get on the outside of the track to let them through. I just ploughed right through the middle. The first one I came across obviously wasn't used to women not getting out of the way of him. The others followed suit and went around me as I forged through in the middle of the track. He called out, "I hope you've put your cock away." I don't know if that was for me or for one of the others since I had a camera on them. The final one, a good-looking one, said hello to me as I passed. Fuck them though, I'm not talking to them. They probably score more points if I do. I just stared at him. He got all concerned and let out an "oh," being unfamiliar with people not being friendly to him. The naive lives of attractive males who are used to friendliness. As I got further away from them, I couldn't help myself. I shouted out, "Yuck, gross." It was because I hated seeing people who were betraying my privacy online. It really does fill me with disgust. But also I hate seeing shirtless males who think they own the world and get around like that. They'd all laugh, joke and shame me if I were topless on the track, that's for sure. So let them know how it feels. I'll be doing more of this going forward. Tell males to put a shirt on because they're gross. Make them feel like we've felt all our lives. When I was younger, I had an old man outside a pub tell me to put a bra on. It was awful. I was even walking with another woman I worked with. Neither of us said anything to this old boob perv. We just took the insult. Fuck that. I'll take over the charge and shame young men for feeling so relaxed and safe in the world that they can walk around half naked. Then there are the ones who are thrilled to see me, always males, happy to see their favourite porn star. As I said to Billy, the psycho bitch who got me into this situation in the first place by providing a modem in her place, enabled hacking into every device I own. I'm not a porn star. I've never been paid to have sex on tape. I've been illegally filmed, I've been drugged and raped, I've had consensual sex in which the other party secretly and illegally filmed me. As a friend of mine said to me, I've committed no crime except having a sex drive and desire to not have one partner for life. It's becoming more popular. I'm merely one of many women waking up all over the globe. It's males who ruin this sexual freedom. Anyway, this one also happened across us while I was walking with Raina. His face went straight to me, ignoring Raina, the look of delight on it. I misinterpreted it as friendliness, so nodded and said hello. No more of that. He was white, skippy, 30s plus as they all are, these online porn tragics. I guess they're happy to be making a little cash too by sharing my location. Broke tragics. Even if I was on the bones of my ass, I'd never do that to another woman. Track her like she's an animal. You have to remember they'll do this to you if you're interesting enough. A safeguard against it is to stay boring. If that works for you, fine. But remember that you're living vicariously through my life by tracking it. What are you then, if not a parasitic zombie? As for the males, they are just sad, desperate fucks who want approval from other males. Almost in a gay way. There's no hope for them. But women, think about what I've said. It's advice from the person on the inside of it all. Zombies in my hometown. I took my bike over to a little bike shop in Ayr. It usually does signs, so there's a few people there on duty. There seemed to be a couple, young with a little toddler running around. The woman was really lovely, normal. I heard the male say quietly to her, "I can't believe that chick is in the shop." He went back behind a computer and was bitching about the internet coverage. She said something to him about it. He was dirty that he wasn't making money, probably, but he was ultimately friendly and nice. My heart doesn't sink anymore when I know I'm made. I wait to see if they're going to be rude. If they are, then I've evidence. No one is rude except those fucking Biwa losers. And I could have gone into the pub and reported them too. Should have. They would have denied it, but who cares? Anyway, that's the reception in my hometown, or the town next to me, where I don't know people and they don't know me. In my hometown, absolutely no one is that obvious. They are smart and subtle. Some tradie boys were in my IGA today. I spotted them nearly 50 metres away at the hot food counter. One turned around and was eyeing the shop to see where I was. I saw him and eyed him back. He turned back to the counter. I'm on to everyone. He came and stood behind me in the checkout line. Of course he did. And his other little mates too. Next thing they do, and they all do this, is to sit on their phones. This is unobtrusive, so I don't mind. Make your money. I don't deny the people of my town to make a bit of money off me. It's a shame that my location is shared for all sorts of amateur crim fuck-ups to come and try their luck at a bounty. But they aren't to know that that's going on simultaneously, unless they're in the crim world. And the 2-bit crims in my town, they know I live with my law-abiding folks, so they wouldn't be game to try anything. It's different on the island, where I live alone. I have my neighbour Jean, who's always home and alert to anything out of the ordinary. I'm going to instill a video camera. Jean will appreciate this. She doesn't like that she lives all alone in this big apartment block. Everyone else just comes over for holidays in their units. Zombies Part 2. I should be angry and upset, frustrated that this is happening to me, as though I became a paraplegic or was raped or robbed at knife point and too scared to go out. I mean, I was probably raped, and this is why I get mood swings. I'm meant to feel robbed. It's true, I can't ever go travelling in my van again. Or if I do, I have to stay in safe hotels. Perhaps I can go to Paranella Park because it's out of the way and never busy. Either way, yes, I've been robbed. But have I? I've done that life to death. I'm sick of it. Travelling in my van was depressing and lonely at times, and I didn't have to do it because I was on the financial skids. It was a choice. So it's a choice to stop it now too. For if I had no family support, I'd still be doing it. Sure, it'd be dangerous, but I'd have no choice, so I'd be careful and try to house sit, even though that went spectacularly bad. I don't feel robbed or frustrated or angry. I feel resilient. I've risen above it. I live around people whose speed of life suits my own. With my new limitations, I'm always safe with my neighbours around here. No gangsters can get to me. No backpackers would just walk up my street for the ping. Some did that once, but they looked guilty as fuck and took off. It's too obvious. I'm not known to the crim folks of the island. I never come into contact with them. I can coast through. It's true I can't go overseas alone. I could go with someone else. I don't want to go to Southeast Asia, my favourite place. That is a whole set of memories that I shouldn't revisit. If I did, it'd be for different reasons. I'm proud of what I did in Southeast Asia. I have powerful enemies now. That makes me very fucking interesting. I'm meant to be the enemy of the super dorks, but I just don't give enough of a shit about them to be scared anymore. I'm more of a threat to them through exposing them. They've put my life in danger to the ultimate level, and it didn't work, so I am safe for now. No, I'm not angry or scared. I value my life and I enjoy it, even down to the precious cigarettes that I'm able to smoke while my upstairs neighbours are away. That'll change when they visit. So I will appreciate the time now. I'll also appreciate the safety of my circumstances until they change, for they may change. So I have to appreciate this time, and I'm sure making sure that I do. Thank you, Goddess, for giving me life. My life on the island. I've had a few zombies. The other day I went for my morning swim a little too late. There was a backpacker couple there. They laughed at me while looking at their phone. The male looked confused as to why I looked at him with scorn. Why are they so idiotic to think I'm doing this willingly? They know they can't approach me about it, so they know that I'm not a party to it. Zombies. I've enjoyed every other thing I've been to so far on the island. Women who didn't know what the game is. Thank Goddess. There's a markets with food stalls on it just a street away from me. My friend invited me along. I can't go, even though it's all families. Some of the ones from down south have worked out that they get money from tracking me, so they might track me. There'd be some broke locals who were zombies, and there'd be backpackers. I can't go. I got up to go, even though the Queen said no. I can't mess with this stuff. If I have a bad experience, it'd frighten me into never going out again. No one can do anything to me, but the experience of being laughed at, judged, is not nice. What will I be doing in a year from now, living like this? Will I be suicidal? Will I be crazy enough to just go to Vietnam and wait for them to get me? There's nothing worse than giving in. But is this life some sort of torture that's not worth living? I'm scared. I guess the more I try to do recreational activities, the more I'll get to know trustworthy people. I do need the boat. I'll be free out on the ocean. No one can get me out there. I need to tell myself I'm not missing out on much. And I can't hear music from the markets. It's the people rehearsing the Disco Fever show up the end of my street in the Stage Door Theatre. I'm not missing out on much. Just relax. I can live like a hermit. I've done it before. It's not good, but it's not the worst. I could be suffering as a sex slave, like they'd probably planned. I could be dead, and they could have won. They think they won because I'm a hermit, but they haven't affected my rich inner life. And the markets will be good. I'll have the balls to face all comers when I run my own business. And I'll have the balls to face all comers when I'm doing haul out. I can be as rude as I like to blokes who give me shit. Or not. Just treat them like the idiots they are. Don't worry about it. I've got people who care for me. That's not nothing. And I beat Billy. She didn't win, the stupid bitch. She probably thought she would, that she was smarter than me. But I'm smarter than her. I'm now living on a tropical island in paradise. So what if I can't go walking all the trails? Soon I'll be able to drive a boat to the beaches that no one else can get to. Billy, I'm too precious to end up dead. I'm too precious to be at your mercy. I don't give a fuck about all the zombies who try to make my life a living hell. Your sick way of making money doesn't make you happy. I'm an honest, good person who lived another day. I know all about you, and that would kill you. So I don't have to exact revenge. Being the awful head case that you are will always mean that you'll never find peace. And you underestimated how fucking smart and fast I was. Thai fucking gangsters, bitch. Sydney gangsters. I outsmarted them all. I don't care if I have to live a quiet life now. Not everyone is chronically online and able to be turned against me through ridiculous social media. The ones who are sad fuckheads. I'm no longer addicts like them, and I notice such a beautiful difference. What you're addicted to is far worse though, and like the disease of narcissism that you've inherited from your mother, there's no cure for your sick addiction. So I'm down on the beach as usual at sunrise. There's heaps of young zombies down here. I know they are because they all made verbal sounds when I showed up. I've got a place to sit at the other end of the beach, thank goddess. Who knows how long that will last for. These people are weird though. They're not game to come close, to talk. They only do that weird hand signal that I did once. A young male on a scooter did the diagonal dab style motion right at me. It's what I did at some van park somewhere when I knew the hoons were being stopped by the cops. And never in person, just moving on a bike or car. Get a life is my message to them. I really need to rig up that boxing bag and beat the shit out of it. That'll be enjoyable. Pretend it's zombies. Pretend it's crims. Superdogs, rapists, incels. The list goes on. I deserve to beat the shit out of something with all I've been through. Update. There's been no zombies for a while. I feel like I've gotten over it somehow, or defeated it, or beat it. Or maybe it's because I've met more people, trustworthy people, friends, women, who I really like their company. Yeah, I think it's because I've met more people. And so I'm not seeing those who might be tracking me so much anymore. Or, of course, it could be that the medication is finally really kicking in and I'm not seeing things anymore. Although I never thought I did see things. Yeah, it's so hard. I don't know what's what. I will always believe that what happened in Thailand really happened though. There was just too much to hallucinate. There was no way I could have hallucinated all those characters who came and spoke to me directly. I saw them say what they said and I felt it, and yeah, that was not a hallucination. So yeah, maybe I did develop hallucinations when I got back just because of the sheer pressure of surviving all that. Maybe I did. I don't know. All I know is that life is good now. Life is peaceful. I'm getting somewhere. Although something happened the other day. A man in a black Lexus drove up my cul-de-sac street and really inched along. And then he even turned into my driveway of the block of flats and just sat there a bit watching me, then backed out and drove off, but really inched away as he drove off. He was really checking out the whole street, but particularly made it obvious that he was coming to check out me. Initially I thought, oh yeah, he's connected to all this and he's just trying to scare me, because what can he do, really? But look, I'm telling myself, he's probably buying property in the street. He's going to build on the vacant lot or something. And he's checking out to see what the block of flats is like, if we're all a rowdy bunch or if we're rentals or whatever. If he's checking out to see what the street is like for his own real estate purposes, that would make sense. He looked like Jordan Peterson, which is even more evil to me. But yeah, maybe he was just a garden variety rich prick who has his own interests at heart and isn't going to the trouble of stalking me. If they are going to the trouble of stalking me, well, I don't know. What can you do? What can you do? I'm going to a festival this weekend on the island at a backpackers. I'm a little nervous about that. I'm going with a friend. I'm still not fully trustworthy of her, even though she has given me nothing to make me distrust her. It's just that these plants and zombies and all sorts of just crims come in all forms and shapes, like they did my friend NG, who wound up selling me out, like I still could get sold out by a friend. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be really careful at this festival. And who knows, maybe that's why he's here, because yeah, I don't know, someone could try and drug my drink or something at the festival and kidnap me. Oh God, I hate talking like this. It just seems so ridiculous and paranoid. But it's happened before, so I can't just completely relax and expect that it's never going to happen again. Okay, signing off. I'll let you know what happened after the festival.